chapter, so who knows? Okay, we're going. All right, so today we're doing two sections together. Section D is on algebraic simplification, and E is on linear equations and inequalities. That includes systems as well. Draw your little stop box at the top. Now, this stuff I definitely expect you to be familiar with. You should be able to simplify things. We're just going to go over like a couple reminders with that. I expect you guys to be able to solve equations, so I'm not going to go over a whole lot of examples with that either. We are going to do an example of solving systems because that seems to kind of freak people out the most. All right, there's that title again for background knowledge. Everybody's got their stop box? All right, so you guys all know how to distribute by now, right? Reminder of that distributive law, if you've got value outside the parentheses, you should multiply it to everything that's inside those parentheses. And then just a reminder about some of that power notation. And this came up on, I think it was yesterday's Daily C, or it might have been Wednesdays, but we know a squared is a times a. We know a cubed is a times a times a to the fourth power. You get the drift, right? So when you take a look at your assignment for simplification, you are going to have some stuff that's raised to a power, so remember that stuff. You'll have some distribution, you'll have some combining like terms. So that kind of stuff will be on there for the simplification part of your assignment. So, solving equation stuff, you guys know how to use your inverse operations by now. Just a few different notes for when you have inequalities. So, remember, if you have an inequality, if you multiply or divide both sides by a negative, you do have to reverse that inequality sign. So, like, if you've got negative 6x is less than 24, when we divide by negative 6, we switch that around so x is greater than negative 4. So, just keep that in mind. And then another reminder is do not multiply or divide both sides by the unknown or a term involving the unknown. So don't move that variable around, get everything away from the variable. Alright, so like I've already said, I expect you can solve equations and inequalities. I'm not going to do examples on that. If you are doing them on your assignment and something's not going right, ask. Those answers are on the back, so make sure you get all that stuff worked out. But I'm not going to let you work that out on your own. But we are going to solve some systems of equations or systems of inequalities. We're going to work with equations today. So remember, systems of equations in two variables, we're examples, we've got two different equations, and we've got to figure out what is x and what is y. This will definitely come up within our topics this year. We don't have a section where it's solving systems. This is your section right here. But when we work with some of our sequences and series stuff, we're going to have sequence and series a little bit later. We're going to have to solve some systems in there. When we get to vectors, we're going to have to solve some systems when we work with vectors. So this topic will come up. What are the different alternatives for solving systems? There's at least like 3 different ways. What do you got, Alfred?
Adding and subtracting.
Yeah, adding and subtracting, and I like to call that one elimination. But it's definitely when you add or subtract them and then something cancels out. My all-time favorite. I almost always do it that way. Anyone remember another way to solve systems? Absolutely, substitution. And usually people are like diehard fans of one or the other, and if you are like substitution in your heart, that is for you, then you should substitute. I usually only substitute when it's kind of set up for that. Like if the problem is set up for substitution, then I'm like, okay, yeah, I can substitute. But I'm like elimination all the way. There is another one, and we will use it later on in different sections. Does anyone know that third way? It's like the least common, I would say. Graphing. So we will look at where different functions cross later on throughout the year. We'll use some graphing apps and graphing calculators to kind of look at where those intersections are, but we're not going to do that today. Questions on those? All right. So we're going to solve this system, and once again, if you like substitution, go ahead, solve with substitution, see if you match up with us. I love elimination, so we're going to eliminate on this one. We've got a couple of choices. We can either cancel out the x's or cancel out the y's. Does anyone have a preference? All right, then I'm going to cancel out the y's. So to do that, 3 and 5 are not opposites. I need something that's opposite so that they cancel out down to 0. When I look at 3 and 5, I can see they both go into 15. There's also more than one right way to do a lot of this stuff, so if you see something different, that's okay. I'm going to take my top equation, and I'm going to multiply that one by negative 5. And I'm going to just bring that down here. So I've got negative 35x minus 15y equals 60. So I multiply all 3 of those by negative 5. And then I'm going to multiply my second equation by 3. Because 3 times 5 gives me that positive 15, which will help those y's cancel out. We have good so far? So then when we add these up, that cancels out. So then we've got negative 29x equals 174. So then when I divide by negative 29, I end up with x equals negative 6. Now, after we get to this point, you can pick your favorite equation to plug x into. So it really doesn't matter. I'm going to go back to the original and the one that's kind of got some smaller numbers there and plug that in. So I've got 2 times negative 6 plus 5y equals 38. you have any concerns about solving systems right now? Like I said, it's going to come up throughout the year in different subjects or different topics that we do. Alright. So then the stat box today is really just a little bit of self-reflection. What is your favorite way to do it? You should know about yourself, like your preferred method to solve this. And I wrote at the bottom, you do you. Like I said, you've got to do what works for you, what makes the most sense to you. This is going to happen every now and then with different things. Like we're going to do quadratics. It's chapter 1 has a lot of quadratic stuff in it. And we're going to go over different ways to solve quadratics. But at the end of the day, you have to do what works for you. So you should know about yourself what you like best. And, yep, we got another worksheet for today. I'll come around and double check. I think a lot of you guys had already finished A, so I'll come around and check to make sure if you haven't finished A that you got that checked in with me, because A is due today. If you finished C, let me know. Oh, and I do apologize. The directions for the back kind of didn't get spaced off to the back, so they're on the front, very bottom. Did not catch that.